The number one, first aid kit. All of these items, if you don't have them, there's no substitute for them whatsoever. First aid kit. I have failed to bring a first aid kit more than once, and invariably, somehow, the universe says, you know what, Aaron? You forgot your first aid kit, and what's going to happen? I'm going to get a small blister. I'm going to cut my finger. I'm going to whatever. Now, you don't need this big old medic 5-pound EMT first aid kit. Just one of those little guys at the Walmart or your big box store or wherever actually will do. However, you want to change the Band-Aids to the tough strips from Band-Aid. The regular bandages that come in basic first aid kits usually suck. They are cheap. You stick them on your skin and then they're peeling off in an hour. Number two item, plan your water stops ahead of time. Don't think, oh, I'll eventually find water. There are some places in the mountains and the outdoors where you can go 10 miles or 16 kilometers and 0 water sources. I had that happen in the Golden Trout Wilderness. I knew I had water stops, I had looked up the map, but I wasn't fully cognizant of, man, some distances require a long time without water. It was an 80-mile backpack that I did in 3.5 days, so I was covering a lot of ground, going over 13,000-foot passes. I think, oh no, that one was 11. Elizabeth Pass, woo boy, that was a butt kicker. But I eventually get through it and I started to learn, hey, the moment I come to a water source, I need to tank up because I don't know when the next water source is going to come up. Third item, make sure to bring snacks that agree with you, keep you happy and healthy, and most important, keep you energized. And always keep them handy while hiking. Don't have your food buried at the bottom of your pack because invariably you'll get to your next rest stop like, hey, you know, it's time to do my rest. And, oh, crud, I got to dig all of my stuff out of the pack. And then something falls away. You get to your campsite and, oh my gosh, I've lost XYZ. Now what? So make sure to keep your day snacks handy, usually in the top lid of your backpack. That's where I always keep mine. So when I stop, I only have to unzip the food part of my backpack, and I keep all my snacks in a bigger gallon Ziploc or a 4-liter Ziploc. And that way I'm not taking out things and maybe I lose something. My food's all contained. Plus, I can put my trash right back in, and that makes all the difference. Speaking of making the difference, if you're going out camping and it's chilly, it's winter, snowy, check out my book, The Motivated Amateur's Guide to Winter Camping. This book has 380 pages of hard-tested trail reality experience that I've had, that I bring to you so you can have the best time out in the winter camping. Number 4, make sure you have an emergency backup plan. Number 4, make sure you have an emergency backup plan and let somebody know where you're going, when to expect you back. Because I had this actually happen. One time I told my parents that I was using them as my emergency contact, and hopefully your parents or your guardians or whoever will actually care about where you're going. And I told them I was going to be back on a Sunday, but it was like a national holiday or whatever it was. And I wasn't planning to get back until Monday, and it got past my contact time, and my parents actually called the park rangers, hey, he's not supposed to be back. And I made the mistake of telling them the wrong date. And the park ranger said, hey, he put the permit from the 7th through the 9th or whatever it was. And I was okay, but the rangers actually contacted me about that as I was leaving, and I was super apologetic. I generated a lot of stress, but if something had happened, my parents knew that, or loved one, girlfriend, spouse, boyfriend, whoever, let somebody know, because things happen in the wild. The 5th item is adapting to the trail conditions and consider turning around. I know that is super hard. I have turned around on more mountains than I have actually made mountains. That won't make me a famous mountaineer. Instead of pushing forward and fighting it out, I realized I should turn around. This is not working out. I might get hurt. Who knows? So by doing that, I turned around. I was a little sad about it, but I'm still alive to talk about it. So just consider sometimes things aren't working out. People say, push through the pain. Be careful about that. Hobbling 5 miles on a thrashed knee, that is not where you want to be. These are 5 tips that can make all the difference in your backpacking experience.